England have named their 31-man squad for the 2015 Rugby World Cup, with decisions coming down to the wire for Stuart Lancaster and his coaching staff. In the area of most competition, it's an incredible rise to the top of the Union game for league convert Sam Burgess, who is named as one of the four centres at the expense of Northampton Saints' Luther Burrell. The controversial selection will see Burgess, who has played just 10 club games of Union at centre and 70 minutes for England, needing to show he can perform on the world's biggest stage to vindicate Lancaster's selection. There's good news for the South West, as Henry Slade's inclusion makes it 3 Exeter Chiefs players in the squad, along with Jeff Parling and winger Jack Knoll. In the pack, injury-prone Alex Corbisiero's been left out, while Saints' Kieran Brooks takes the 5th prop spot. Jamie George picks up from his outstanding Premiership final display by beating Luke Cowan-Dickey to the 3rd hooker's berth. In the second row, 8-capped Saracens youngster George Cruz has done enough to edge out Bath's Dave Atwood. The battle for number 8 has seen Lancaster show faith in Ben Morgan along with Billy Vunipola. Morgan's worked hard to get back from his broken ankle and is seen to be in top physical condition. The experienced Nick Easter just missing out. So with all that's written and spoken about Sam Burgess, what are the reasons behind Lancaster's selection?
It's picked on merit from what we've seen in the camp over the last 10 weeks. Obviously, you know, he's come in, learnt the game at Bath. He obviously played a lot of time at 12, some time at 6, but he played a lot of time certainly standing in the centres. No, he's earned the right. He's earned the right. We're constantly giving them areas to work on and areas to develop and to think about where they are in the pecking order, where the competition is. So for Luther, you know, we felt he'd trained really well. He'd had a good camp, but we just felt with Henry and Sam in particular, as a duo, really. They've come onto the scene late in different ways. Henry, he's obviously got his opportunities with Exeter at 13, and he's really begun to play consistently well in the Premiership. We've obviously managed to get him injured in the Six Nations. We played the Barbarians game, we had him in the Saxons. But this is the first real chance for him to get into the camp, just by virtue of the fact he's a young player and he's earning his stripes in the Premiership. And then Sam's obviously completely different, come in, you know, from a different code and developed himself at Bath. But both of them have come in and they've absolutely trained the house down, impressed everyone, not just ourselves, but the players themselves. And come into that France game and made 2 debuts that I've not seen before, you know. And I think that was a reflection of how well they've both done, and subsequently since then they've maintained that.
You touched on the experience side of it. 3 players will just have 1 cap. Did you imagine 2 years ago when you looked at selecting this squad that there would be that amount of inexperience in it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many other World Cup squads have been announced yet. There's not that many. I suspect most World Cup squads will have in their 31-man squad 1 or 2 players that will have limited number of experience. You know, I think New Zealand could include a winger in Milner Scudder who's got 2 caps. So, you know, you can't predict. You know, it's not a science selection. Obviously, you can't just predict the future, what's going to happen. You can't say that Henry Slade's going to do what he did and come into camp. What you've got to do is just be fair and robust to everyone and trust your instincts. And I think, you know, we've worked together for 4 years now as a coaching team. We trust each other's instincts. We trust the decisions we've made. We trust the 31 players, and you know, we're ready to go.